Hello everyone and welcome on into another LEGO Marvel set review on my channel. Today we are checking out set 76261, the Spider-Man Final Battle. This set is based off of the finale scene from Spider-Man No Way Home, as you can see branded in the top right corner of the set. And it is branded and is almost a complete replica of the final scene, which I think is just incredible here. As you'll see as we dive into it, they have all these Easter eggs from throughout the movie in it, and I just can't wait to show you guys it. The set came out in August, I believe, of this summer, and will run you up about $140 Canadian, $10 more than the $130 sets like the Quinjet or the New Guardian ship, which is a bit weird as this set only comes with 900 pieces, which is less. However, you do make up for it with the amazing minifigure selection. But let's go ahead and take a closer look. Taking a look at the set just by itself here with the minifigures here, as you can see, it does not all completely fit in the frame, and that is because it is massive. Now, it is an amazing set for display, but not only that is it's just so packed full of details and was actually really fun to build. The base plate itself right here was a bit confusing, but building the head and constructing all of the scaffolding all around it was really fun. So let's just take a deeper look into it. Going ahead and removing all the figures from the set here, you can see that the main build is of course the Statue of Liberty head, which I mean is the best way of doing it, as that is the most memorable part. You're not going to build the torso or the kind of the skirt piece or the arms, and this, yeah, it looks amazing. I like how they built it in the bronze color, as in the movie they are rebuilding the statue to have Captain America's shield, I believe. However, it is weird because it doesn't show up a lot in some of the movies after No Way Home, because I think this is the first movie that it fully shows up in. But as you can see, surrounding the head itself is a bunch of scaffolding, which is of course is where the battle mainly kind of takes place, as it does take place of course at the Statue of Liberty, but they do battle on the scaffolding surrounding it. But let's take a closer look starting off at the bottom. Now, when starting to build off the set, you built the base plate. Now, similar to the display sets that Star Wars makes, they use a black border here with a bunch of black pieces held together in kind of a circular shape, which is really nice. As they also did this with the Endgame final battle, and I guess keeping with the theme, I guess they might just make it with the final battles, which would be really cool, as there are some amazing final battle sets that we could get with this style of build. Now, I do prefer the Star Wars style, as it does come with a display kind of plate with the UCS kind of style, as well as it is a box and you can fit more, but this just works as much as well as the others. Now, lifting it up to see the bottom here, you can tell that it is held together by a bunch of tan, yellow, and dark stone gray pieces, which gives it that nice kind of floating effect that you can display it with, as it's not just flat on the black pieces. I like how it's kind of lifted up a bit. But let's take a closer look at the bottom part. Starting off at the bottom here, as you can see underneath the head there, you have some sand pieces, which will come back in a full effect later on, as I will show you with the top of the head here. But as you can see, that we have some scaffolding coming out here, which gives you a lot of playability and I guess action poses that you can put your minifigures on, as well as the scaffoldings are built with these longer lightsaber hilt pieces connected to just these rods. As you can see with the angled ones, they are connected by this piece and have a longer staff kind of pull right there, and it just slides into place and nicely rests on these kind of pole connectors pieces. I've never really known what they were called, but that's what we're going to call it right now. Along with some of the sides here, you do have some nice little things to display here. As you can see, there is a bucket on this top part here, as well as a camera stuck to a spider web up here, which I think is a really cute and fun nod to Spider-Man, of course, Peter Parker being a photographer. Not in these particularly sets of movies, but in Tobey's universe, definitely. And hopefully in Tom's universe in the next movie. But as you can also see down here, we have a generator here, which is just clipped on to these, which is actually really nice, because you can grab a minifigure like Doc Ock here, and you can just clip him on to any really part of this, and he can just swing around, which I think is really neat, as you can get them into some amazing poses. Spinning to the front here, you also have a guess, scaffolding floor part held on by this kind of rotating 2x2 plate here, which is really nice as you get that bridge effect across from in the middle of the nose and the chin, and you can display them in the middle here if you would like to. Same thing with the side that we just covered. You have the scaffolding build with the poles there, as well as the one going across, as well as the same build for the generator. I don't know why they include generators, as I don't remember them being any in the movie, but I could just totally be wrong and just missing that. Also, to cap off some of the scaffoldings here, we have these little bar pieces, which I don't have any extras on me, but I think you guys do know what I mean by them. They are just like about that big and are smaller than these ones, as well as these staff ones right there. And now, as you guys could have seen there, you also have a cool little spider web here, and it is holding one of the cures. Now, I don't know the cure off the top of my head, but I think that this is just an amazing design technique. As with the scaffolding, as I said, as you can clip on so many different pieces, so you can actually move this around. You could have it held over here or on this side if you wanted, and honestly just gives so much variation to what you want to do with it. And yes, this is removable here, as it is just a lightsaber hilt with the red stud, which is just easy to clip on there using the, I don't know what you'd call them, they're just standard white clips. There's 3 here, one to clip onto both sides and one in the middle. Swinging onto the back here, as you can see, I did put an action piece right here. It does not call it in the instructions, but I thought that I would just include it to just add more action poses, which I think is definitely needed, as you do have a lot of figures in this set. As well as what you can see is that some of these are half built, some of the scaffolding. As you can see right over here, you have a shorter bar, as well as right over here, but you have some extending upwards, which I think really gives it that broken, rugged look. And as you can see, as we keep going, you can see a lot more sand here, as you will see as we lift up this. But before we get into that, of course, you also have some more little accessories to go around here, as you have a hammer here, which I guess was just left over from the construction workers. And finally, onto the largest scaffolding, which of course is held in the back of the build. This is where you display Doctor Strange's portal here, which is just clipped on by this dark reddish orange piece right here, connected by the same pieces that make the Doctor Strange portal in the Sanctum. Speaking of the Sanctum, you will see a little Easter egg to that later on in the set, which I think is really cool. But of course, you have another cheese slope up there to show off the sand look, and that just clips on right there. As you can see, it swings out, and you can honestly place it wherever you really want. You can fit it down here if you would like, or anywhere you really want, be in the front, or yeah. Removing the head here, you can see that underneath it is held on by this piece right here, which does swivel, I think. Yeah, it swivels, moves. Sorry, my hand's in the way. As you can see, surrounding it is a bunch of sand. And now, you probably already know by now, but this is a nod, of course, to Sandman, as I don't know how they get sand up that far. And I think the most logical answer is, of course, Sandman. And as you will see in the top of the head here, which I will show you right now, there is a nod to Sandman in the form of his hand, but we will get into that more later. And the Statue of Liberty at the bottom of the head here easily just slides into place like so. It's actually a very, very snug, nice fit there. As you can see, it does move around a bit, which is nice. Removing the head here to get a closer look, it is pretty much the same build as Apocalypseburg from the Lego movie a few years ago. You, of course, use these wing pieces with these slopes underneath to nicely tile it off as the major crown piece, as well as these long, I don't know what you call them, cylinder pieces as the hair, I believe, is what it's supposed to be. As well as you have a bunch of these flaps going around. Now, I don't really know the function of these. I think it is just to cover up what is back here, and I will show you right now what it is. That being, it is a portal to the Sanctum, which is really, really smart of them to do, as it's the Lego Sanctum. It's like a clear carbon copy just onto a sticker. And as you can see in the background, you of course have the tears in reality, which I think looks really, really cool and an amazing attention to detail. As well as you also have, of course, the same Doctor Strange pieces, portal pieces, as you did with the portal. And it's nice as it just slides in here, and I mean, you can see it. It is kind of annoying, but honestly, when it's displayed, you barely even see it. And I just want to take some time to just admire the amazing, amazing angles on this, as they must have taken so long to build this. And honestly, it was worth the wait. Like, I would have gladly waited for this to come out rather than this come out half done when the movie came out. But moving around to the face here, as you can see, the crown right here is using these stickers all in various different sizes on the 2x2, the 3x3, or the 1x2, the 3x1, and the 1x4 long flat tiles there. Honestly, it looks really, really good, as well as the face here. And as you can see, there are some stickers along here, which I think looks really, really good, showing all the bolts and wrench pieces that just go along to construct the face. But what the amazing, amazing attention to detail here is how they did the eyebrows, as they are these sausage pieces, which I think looks so funny and works just honestly really, really well. As well as the nose here, it is really, really nicely built, as it is a slope piece there. And I like how it's not tiled off, as I think it might look a bit too blocky with a flat tile 1x1 right there. As well as the lips are really cool, as they are built on these two inner pieces right there. They're set half a stud back, which gives it a nice little overlap and doesn't make it all so clean. As well as the chin here, it is on a clip, so it is kind of movable back and forth, but of course it is meant to stay in that shape. And now the top of the head here, which is honestly probably my favorite part. This crown piece is held on these clips inside here, which is really nice, as you can move it up and down to put figures in here, as these also move down. That just broke off. But yeah, they all kind of just have a way of easily slipping in there. Those actually aren't supposed to come off. I'm just realizing that now. Honestly, very, very, very smart attention to detail there. As well as on the top here, you have another one of these pieces, which is used for the cheeks there, which comes right off like so, to reveal, of course, the inside of the helmet where Tobey gets stuck. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, which of course is where Sandman traps him, and I'm realizing that this comes out right now. This is the hand, and if you did not see on the box, you can move it to wherever you want, that being on the scaffolding if you would like to do so. You can put his hand right there, or if you want, over here, kind of chasing them. Honestly, I just love how you can just make the set whatever you want it to be. It's an amazing display piece, as well as just holds so many fun play features in the set. One thing that I kind of wish they did, which would have been really cool, was add stickers onto these, or at least made them printed, as LEGO doesn't do enough printed pieces. But obviously, in reality, it probably would have been stickers, and I think it would have just made it all a lot more clean. Like with this kind of design on the little crown piece right there, that would have been really cool. But now let's move on to probably what was the main draw of this set, of course being the minifigures. Starting off with the worst one in my opinion, this is MJ. And now if you have seen the scene, this is not accurate to what she looks like whatsoever. But I get what LEGO was trying to do, as it is basically just a normal civilian. They use the same face print that Zendaya's characters usually use. I'm hoping she gets a new one in the Dune LEGO sets, which are supposed to come out this November. But she does come with the Miss Marvel hairpiece in dark brown, as well as this sweater, which I believe is just a random civilian sweater, as well with some just plain black generic legs. Of course, with this face print, you also have another face right there, which is a more happy face. Although I do really, really wish that they would have given her a scared face, as on the box, they make it seem like she is falling on the back. I will show you just right now. Right here, as you can see that she is falling, and I just really wish that they would have given her that scared, almost like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die face. Like, that would have just been perfect. And honestly, I probably would have been perfectly fine to pay another extra $5 just for that. And here we have Ned Leeds. Now, this is his second LEGO appearance. I believe he did show up in that Spider-Man Far From Home Battle Pack style set, and that honestly was the perfect version of Ned, and this one just seems a bit like a downgrade, as this version has black hair as well as a different face. The face that they gave Ned for that polybag, or not polybag, that battle pack, was perfect. it looked exactly like the actor. As well as they did the same thing with MJ as they did for Ned here, with just the normal civilian pieces. As in the actual movie, he does have a Midtown High varsity jacket, whereas here it is just a red and yellow one, as in the movie it is blue and yellow. But I mean, at least it is still a varsity jacket and it looks pretty nice. They also gave Ned a second face expression here, showing a more cheery face expression, which I do really like. What you can also do with Ned is grab Doctor Strange's cape here and attach it to his neck. As if you remember in the movie, Ned is apparently a sorcerer or has that type of magic, which is what his Nona always says is in their family. Which I don't know if this is a nod to the Hobgoblin, as I'm not totally sure what his origin story is like, but Hobgoblin in the comics is named Ned Leeds, so maybe it is a nod. But speaking of Doctor Strange, our next minifigure is of course Doctor Strange. Now this is his actually normal outfit that has showed up in almost every single set he is in, which of course is his Multiverse of Madness look. However, my one complaint is I don't know why they didn't do the No Way Home version, as in the No Way Home set that we got when the movie was releasing, he had an all-new look. With that, I just mean he had an all-new torso. As the Eye of Agamotto right up there was more further down on his chest, which was more accurate to the movie. Nonetheless, though, if you haven't seen my YouTube shorts, this is a almost nearly perfect minifigure, and there are no changes needed. I've done a review on him before, and there is nothing changed there. And now, starting off with the villains, we probably have the most lackluster villain in the set. By lackluster, I mean that it was a cool inclusion, but they just missed so much on him, and that is, of course, Green Goblin, or Norman Osborn. The face print and the torso print look incredible on this minifigure, as well as I think the hair honestly fits perfectly. Maybe the hair could have been a bit lighter, but honestly, in the scene that this takes place in that night, it is honestly hard to tell, so I think it works just as fine. The torso has the tattered scarf piece that in the movie Norman has. However, it does not include his hood, which I find to be a bit weird, as with all the Spider-Man minifigures, they include their extra heads, so it wouldn't really have been a major change. Another disappointment is the lack of leg printing, as he has so much leg printing on his actual suit. And it almost strikes me as like an Iron Man thing. Like, Iron Man without leg printing would be super weird, so Green Goblin not having it gets almost the same kind of reaction. Nonetheless, though, this face print is really, really good, with the goggles and smirk on one side and the evil maniacal stare on the other side. I think this face print is honestly just perfect. Like, there's no need for anything else. The accessories are a bit bumming, as they are just these normal pumpkin grenades. However, they're just a Lego orange head with a green translucent tile. So it's nothing too special, but it works. Of course, with the Green Goblin, they also include a side build, which is, of course, his glider. Now, this, of course, is not at all accurate to what it looks like in the film, but it works as a little glider for him, as well as a side build. You have the prongs that he stabs Toby with in the first Spider-Man movie, as well as what he stabs Aunt May with in the movie, which is just such a sad scene. But I think, honestly, it gives so much character to Tom's Spider-Man. I do really like these Nexonite pieces in the purple there, as well as the purple ingots, as well as these little guns there. I think it looks honestly amazing, as well as the fact that minifigure can clip onto the guns right there to hold on. And it is pretty easy for Norman to stand on here, as there is just a spot right there. Next up, we have one of my favorite villains from the set, which is Doc Ock right here. Now, apart from the torso printing and leg printing being the complete different and wrong color, as well as the hairpiece being a bit strange, I think everything else works perfect. I think the face print is amazing, especially with it being new, and the fact that they've made so many new face prints for this set is amazing. I also love that smile on the back there, as well as the arms work surprisingly really well. Now, I know that they did have better Doc Ock arms included with the Daily Bugle, but I think with this set, it works just as well, as I think it just would have been too long for Doc Ock in this set. as well as you just have all the posability you really need with this set. As you can see underneath, there is a bit of brown in the coat printing, as well as the silver belt which attaches the arms and allows him to control it, which I think is just amazing attention to detail. Taking off the head here and the back arms right here, you can also see that you have the arms attachment right in there, which I think is just incredible. It's so cool. And finally, for the villains, we have the brightest one in the set, and that is Electro, and he is massive. Now, by massive, I mean his backpack is massive. He has these 4 electric pieces coming out the back, which of course is just attached by this neck attachment there, with these little pieces with the clips, which are used on the guns right over here, in a pale yellow, which looks really, really good. As well as these Infinity Stones capping off the ports right there with this back piece. It is of course held together by this black 2x1 flat rounded edge tile there, which I think is really neat, as you can move all the electric pieces in any sort of direction you want. As well as he has these 2 lightning bolt accessories that he is shooting from his hands, which I think looks really cool as well. But removing all the accessories from him, I think this is the perfect villain in this set. All he really needed was one face print there, and it looks amazing with the comic accurate Electro kind of sign going through his face there, as well as the metallic shine that it gives off is so cool. The goatee also works really well, especially with Jamie Foxx, as well as the Captain America Sam Wilson hairpiece works really well. The torso print is also really cool with the firefighter kind of style, as well as the arc reactor up on the top left corner there, as well as all the printing that carries onto the back there. As you can see, as I remove this neck attachment piece there, it looks just perfect. And honestly, the added detail with the cargo pants there just looks even better. And now on to the famous trio, those being the Spider-Man. First up, we have Tom Holland's Spider-Man using the exact same leg, torso, and face printing from the set when the release of No Way Home came out. Of course, the cowl piece is the same one used in the Lego Marvel CMF number 1, as number 2 just came out just recently. It is all the same printing, and I never had the first figure actually, so I think this figure actually looks really good with all the shine there from the Iron Spider integrated into the black and red suit. Honestly, it's probably my favorite suit of the Spider-Man suits, at least for Tom Holland's version, although the suit at the end of the movie is really good. He also comes with this web build right here, which is easily attachable to the hand there. Looks like he is just shooting it, as well as there are some clips up here so you can clip minifigures to that to act like he is attacking them, as well as he comes with the spell box, which Doctor Strange entraps the spell in, which is just a bunch of stickers on a Minecraft head in sand green. A really cool thing that they also did with the set here is they included an extra head for each of the Spider-Men, as I said earlier. So with this one, we get the one that came in the Far From Home sets. Not the best, so what I did was easily just substituted it out for the one from the CMF series a couple of years ago, as I did get an extra Spider-Man. I think this one works so much better, especially with the hair as well as the face expression. Next up, we have Peter 3, that of course being the amazing Spider-Man, and oh my goodness, is it amazing to see him in this set, as he was a Comic-Con San Diego exclusive minifigure. And I don't know if him being in this set will bring down the price, as that one is still pretty rare, but I think this one is just so much more better. It has dual molded legs, as well as this amazing updated torso printing, which carries onto the back there with the red spider emblem on the back, as well as you get the wide-eyed spider mask, which Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man does have. And of course, just like all the other Spider-Man, he does come with an extra face, which of course is Jim Halper's from The Office's face, with this Elvis hair almost, I think it is. And so what you can do is just remove the head and put it on like so. And I think honestly this works so good. I've heard that people don't really like it, but honestly I think it looks perfect. And finally, we have the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, Peter 2, which of course is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and it is amazing to see him here after almost 20 years of not having him. And this updated version holds up so well. You of course have the dual molded legs there, as well as all the updated printing with the Spider-Man webbing being in silver, as well as those pointy eyes. I think it just looks incredible. He also comes with a Spider-Man web piece just like Tom Holland does, as well as the interchangeable spider web kind of power blast pieces that a bunch of other characters have. His face also works kind of well, I guess, in a sense, as it does show a more older look, as well as the same hairpiece that Doc Ock has in a more reddish brown. I think it works fine and it gives that kind of older Spider-Man look, but I feel like there were better options out there. But there you go. There you have my review of set 76261, the Spider-Man Final Battle. Honestly, pick this set up while you can, as this is honestly the perfect Lego Marvel set. It's so fun to build. You get 9 amazing minifigures. That's the same amount as the Sanctum, which is like $200 more than this set. As you can see, I have displayed all the figures on here with every single Spider-Man and villain, as well as MJ is falling there, as I recreated the scene where Andrew Spider-Man is trying to save her. Honestly, just pick it up. It's so fun. It's amazing, and it'll look amazing on display if that is what you're going for. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure to subscribe and like the video, as it helps me see what you guys want, as well as it pushes me out to more people that might enjoy my content. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for the amazing summer, and I hope you guys have a good day. See you guys.